President Richardson is unable to join us today. We'll talk about that here in a couple minutes. And I'd like to do a call to order, so I'm going to call the Village Board of Trustees Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. Can we do a roll call, please?
Trustee Burke? Trustee Hayes?
Present.
Trustee Perkins? Here. Trustee Schaller?
Here.
Trustee Schallmoser?
Here.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Here.
President Richardson?
Okay, I'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we got a lot of guests tonight. I'll get to everybody in just a second. I want to just get through a couple quick items and then we'll get into opportunity for the public to address the board. So I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of the Board of Trustees on June 10th, 2024. Recommend actions to approve the minutes. Can I get a motion? So moved. Okay.
Second.
Trustee Schallmoser and Trustee Schaller. And I guess we'll take roll call.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins?
Yes.
Trustee Schaller? Trustee Schallmoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take just a moment. It's really sad that Kevin's not here today, and the reason why he's not here, his wife tragically passed last week, and I know Jim Thompson, you're here, and I'm going to ask you to come up and say a few kind words. We've all known her, and it's we talked about it earlier, and it's sad that it's occurred, and we're very sad to have to think that Kevin's going to live the rest of his life without her. So I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. Nice to see everyone again. Peter, I think you still owe me a glass of wine, but we'll talk about that later. I'm Jim Thompson. I'm here tonight representing the veterans of Lake Barrington Shores. We want the village, and especially President Kevin Richardson, to know that we share the grief about Lynn Richardson's passing. And we remember her for bringing joy and a loving approach to all she knew. I personally knew Lynn, as did Bill Bishop, our president, and we're devastated by this loss, and we pray for her and the entire Richardson family. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jim, for coming out and sharing that. We feel that as well. Okay, we've got a lot of guests this evening. We talked earlier, so we're going to move some of the items forward. For those that arrived, you're free to stay the entire evening. It's going to probably be a long one, but for your time, I'm going to move some of the agenda items up so you can get up at the table. And the first one I want to do, I presume we've talked, we have item 13A on the agenda. It's consideration of an ordinance granting a special use permit to permit the establishment, maintenance.
So, he will in just a moment. So he's not going to table it. He wishes to proceed this month instead of tabling it.
That's fine. I figured he'd come up and say hello and welcome to the village, but it's considering an ordinance granting special use permit to permit the establishment, maintenance, and operation of a business for vehicle sales, service, and the sale of vehicle parts at 28039 West Commercial Avenue, Unit 4, Lake Barrington. Bear with me, I'm getting to the second part of the page. The summary is the Plan Commission Board of Appeals held a public hearing in consideration of the special use permit to permit the establishment, maintenance, of operation of this business as described a few minutes ago. And the recommended action was to motion to approve ordinance number 2024-0-14, an ordinance granting special use permit to permit the establishment, maintenance, operation of a business for vehicle sales, service, and sales of vehicle parts at 28039 West Commercial Avenue, Unit 4, Lake Barrington. And I know the owner is here, correct? Yeah, come on up and introduce yourself, say hello, welcome, and glad to have you.
My name is Marat Zekovic. I'm the owner of Deca Sales LLC. We moved to the place in September, and our initial business idea was to sell auto parts online. We purchase salvage cars, we disassemble them for parts and sell parts online, on eBay mainly. And like during these months, we figured out that we could like fix some vehicles and sell them as used cars. So Illinois, state of Illinois requires, in order to sell more than 4 vehicles per year, to acquire a dealer license with the state of Illinois, and one of the requirements is to get the approval of proper zoning ordinance from the village. That's why I have applied with the village to get the special use permit. As far as any structural changes, there won't be any. There is a big parking lot right next to the building that we will use. We already signed a lease agreement on it. We'll be sharing it with another company, the towing company, which is in the same building. So the parking lot is the requirement for the dealer application. So we won't be using the parking lot like that's by the building itself, where people park that come there like for the fitness or other businesses. So for storage, we will be using this separate parking lot, and like when the customer comes for a test drive or to show the vehicle, we just bring it out and show it to them.
Well, thank you for that. What's typical in these, before we vote on this, I'm going to pass around each one of the trustees, see if they have any comments or questions for you. So, Trustee Chalmers, I'll start with you.
What type of cars are you looking to sell? What would the price points be in your view?
Based on our experience, like I would say like up to $10,000. Like these are like around 5 to 7 years vehicles. You see the SUVs, sedans. So these are like most popular cars, and what people are looking for right now is like those cheaper cars.
Trustee Van Ryn.
Thank you for being here. How do you plan to promote your new location in Lake Barrington?
Well, we mainly deal online, so we'll do it online as well. Facebook is the main platform. We'll post it to Facebook, like another websites, cars.com, AutoTrader, for example. So there won't be like, we won't be putting any signs like by the road, here's the big dealership. No,
Right.
It will be just online only and by appointment only.
Got it. If we can help you promote it in any way, please let us know. We're here to
Okay.
help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Trustee Van Ryn has communications for the board, so she'd be more than willing to help you. And you can get a hold of her through Sharon.
Yeah.
So, okay, Trustee Scheller.
No, thank you. Obviously, you've been successful thus far in your business, and you're looking to expand it appears?
Well, it's still a long way to go, because we just started. Me personally, I've been working in IT for 15 years, and I just decided to try something new. I'm still not sure if it's the right decision or not, but hey, well, why not? I just want to try something new, and my partner and I, so we decided to go into this business. So at least it is very challenging but interesting, I can tell you that.
How many, do you have any idea how many vehicles at maximum you would actually be having on the property?
Well, it all depends on the sales, because right now we have only a limited budget for stock to buy. But if everything goes well, I would expect up to 10, 15 vehicles maybe. Because the parking lot will allow it. It's a big parking lot over there, so it will allow to store everything.
And how do you acquire used cars?
We buy it from the auction sites like Copart, IAAI, Mannheim. So sometimes it's like just it's clear title vehicle. We just check it for functionality and sell it right away. Sometimes we need to do some minor repairs, like change the bumper, for example, headlights, and it's good to go. So.
Very good. Well, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Perkins.
Thank you. I don't have any questions, but best of luck, and it sounds like you're doing well enough to try to move to the next step, so congratulations, and
Well, thank you. Thank you.
continue, yeah,
Thanks.
it's great.
I don't have any questions. The village is very pro-business, so anything we can reasonably do to help you, just
Appreciate it.
ask. And Sharon and her team's here every day, during the week at least. And we'd love to see you be successful, because everybody wins when that happens, so.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. Actually, we spent like about 6 months looking for a place to start our business, because, we've been all over, and sometimes it didn't work because we needed like a garage type of space, with lifts and drains for the fluids. So, and actually, when we found this space in Lake Barrington, it was like, yeah, here it is. So it clicked.
That's awesome. All right, well, congratulations. We'll now move, unless you have any final thoughts, we'll move to vote on the ordinance. Okay, with that, can we get a motion to approve the ordinance? All right, Trustee Perkins, and seconded by Trustee Scheller. Can I get roll call?
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins?
Yes.
Trustee Scheller? Yes. Trustee Schalmoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Yes.
It looks like you are in business.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Thanks for coming tonight. Nice to meet you.
So Sharon, I'll get in touch with you. All right.
Reach out tomorrow, and we'll get all the paperwork taken care of.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, I don't know,
So we can either go back to this?
so now I'm going to open up an opportunity for the public to address the board on non-agenda items. So anybody like to, seeing none, I will move on to items in the consent agenda. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pull, normally the consent agenda, we vote on en masse, but we got a few, so we're going to break it up here. And I'm going to pull forward our friend from the Park District to come up and talk about the plans and specifications. I should read it, I guess. Justin with the Lake Barrington Park District is here. So Justin, if you want to come forward for consideration of approval of the conceptual plans, final plans, and specifications and building permit for the splash pad owned and operated by the Lake Barrington Countryside Park District located at 28039 North Old Barrington Road, Lake Barrington, Illinois. And the summary is, you all have submitted plans to replace their splash pad at this location. Plans have gone through the permitting process, and the building permit is ready to be issued. The current intergovernmental agreement with Lake Barrington Countryside Park District and the Village of Lake Barrington states that the Park District shall not make any substantial capital improvements to the Lake Barrington Municipal Center property, which is right over here, without first obtaining written approval of the corporate authorities of the village for both the conceptual plans and final plans and specifications in the building permit for any such permit. And the motion is to approve the conceptual plans, final plans, and specifications for the splash pad owned and operated by the Lake Barrington Countryside Park District. You're here, so I'd love to hear you. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Well, thanks for having us, or me. Yeah, so we found over the past couple of years, we've been running into some issues with our current splash pad due to the age, which we believe is from 2012. But we have a lot of pipes that are starting to fail, manifold, and the actual surface itself is deteriorating to the point where it's difficult to keep up with, keeping it clean so it doesn't get slippery. They're just starting to sink more and more money into it every year, it seems like. And we're also running into the issue that the person that designed it is more or less getting out of the business, and it's a very unique setup at the park, with sharing it with the village and then sending water out to the pumps, running the bathroom. And we need someone, when it's redesigned, that can understand it and help continue to open and close it during the summer and winter months. So we're at that point where it was just getting to be too much, and we're one major pipe failure away from sinking in at probably good 10 to 20,000 potentially, just to make repairs.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming. Does anybody, I'll just start with Trustee Perkins over here on the right, and we'll go around the horn. Any comments or questions?
Yes, okay, so are we asking for, I'm confused of what we're actually
motion
asking for.
is-
Like, are we, like, what, like, can we repair what's there, or do we just need to, basically, we need to
So
overhaul
we're
the whole
here,
thing?
it's been brought to your attention to give the approval for us to move
Okay.
forward with demo and rebuilding it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not
to
a shared
approve the
cost.
conceptual plans and their final plans to allow them to do what he's describing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have money set aside and,
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, we looked at trying to update it and using the same pipe, some of the pipes or some of the pumps, and the issue is it's Schedule 40 PVC underground, and once you start tearing up the surface, you run the risk of hitting those pipes and trying to get to all that. It's just, there's not really a good way to do it.
Gotcha. Do you have have you started with the design process?
Yeah, we're actually at the point, I mean, did we have the packets go out?
Yeah, the packets went out, everything's done, the
Oh, okay,
conceptual
okay.
plans. The
Excellent.
building permits are ready to be issued, and so the
Okay.
board actually has to approve it, because it's our property.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
that's
yeah, we
great,
have the
great.
plans and everything. Sorry.
I think it's great. I'm happy you're here. Thank
Yep.
you for being here.
Yeah, no problem, thanks for having me.
Trustee Scheller.
I'm just appreciative that we have somebody in the Park District that's stepping up to the plate and doing something with the Park District. So for many years, there wasn't very much activity going on. So number one, thank you for being a part of that.
Yeah, no problem.
Timetable, when do you think you're going to start and complete?
Well, we're looking at that right now. The goal is to close our splash pad maybe about a month early. Now, this is all dependent on permits and building materials. So if we get approval tonight, the plan was to put out bid on the 8th of August. We'll close the bid on the, let me make sure I said the right date. I got all my dates mixed up. On the 23rd, and we will go through the process of selecting that lowest bidder. We do have language in that, in the bidder packets, that if there was a low bid that something didn't seem right, we were allowed to adjust that if necessary. But we will essentially be going with the lowest bidder. The goal, hopefully, to be starting late September with the demo work, and then continue the building process, pouring the pad, and have most of the work done before winter starts, so November-ish.
Yeah.
If that does not go as planned, which potentially might not, it's okay, because we're not, getting money from the splash pad. This is a free attraction to our citizens, and it just delays our opening a little bit. So if it does push it into the spring, then I imagine we'd be opening pretty close to the same time, if not June 1st.
Okay. Have a grand splash opening.
What's that?
Have a grand splash opening.
Yeah, we had one for the playground. We replaced it years ago. So,
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you for doing what you're doing.
thank you
Appreciate
for the
it.
kind words.
Okay, Trustee Van Ryn.
I'm curious, you said you might either close it early or maybe open it late, depending on the timeline. Is there a way you have planned to communicate that to the residents that do use it today?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a Facebook page. We'll reach out to the village as well and see if they can post on their page. They have more followers than we do right now.
Sure.
But we'll push it out. We'll make postings on our little green board that's out by the park, and then blast it on Facebook. That's the best way that seems to reach out. Everyone still thinks that we're the same, the village and the park district, so.
And are you happy with the use of it so far?
Oh, yeah, I mean, everyone, as far as the splash pad,
Right, right.
that thing, yeah, if you ever drive by, it's rocking every day, all day. People are out there from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m.,
Amazing.
sometimes later.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Trustee Schelmoser.
Great, thanks for all your time. I have a little guy, he loves that park and the splash pad. I've even used a splash pad personally, so what exciting things are you going to be having in the splash pad, the new design?
It is a free amenity to the public, so we have to be careful. We're limited on how much water we get out to the site itself. And because of the design as well, there's a bathroom out there that has to operate with that water as well. So generally, the bathroom does take priority. We haven't run into any issues, I don't think, ever, but with adding new additions and features, we have to be careful what we put on there. So we'll have a couple of rings, so some above ground. We chose to go with something above ground that will spray to try maybe with some of the older kids. They like, they like certain things. We based it on a lot of the information that was given to us from some of the product carriers. And, we talked about some different things like having a dunk, like one of those buckets that fill and dump, but essentially with the amount of maintenance and the issues that come with those, that was tough. So we wanted to make it as simple as possible, as easy to clean, that's going to have a longer lasting time. So again, we have the rings that will spray out. We have a couple misting jets on the ground. There's a lot of toddlers that come out there that love those. And then to actually change the design of the button that you would push to start the whole system. And it kind of is fun because it makes it easy for the kid to do. Whereas now we have like a wall. Yeah, well, you've been out there playing on there. But there's a button on the wall that you could push. I'm sure you know the cheat code too to get past and run the pump right away. Yeah, that gets passed down from all the parents all the time. But there is a way to override our system to get water immediately again. So hopefully that's going to be taken out of the equation this time. Yep, no problem.
Yeah, Justin, thanks for your team. I mean, it's kind of way thankless until you see the kids having fun with it, right? So,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll put forth, I'll move a motion to approve the conceptual plans, final plans, specifications, and building permit for the splash pad owned and operated by the Lake Barrington Countryside Park District located at 28039 North Old Barrington Road, Lake Barrington, Illinois. Can I have a motion
So moved.
to approve?
Second.
So moved by trustee Van Ryn, seconded by trustee Perkins. Will you call the roll?
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins?
Yes.
Trustee Schaller?
Yes.
Trustee Schalmoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
8 August it is. Congratulations, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for what you're doing.
And thanks all for everything you guys do for the village, and appreciate working with you. Hopefully in the future we'll be a little closer, and maybe there's some things that we could tackle as well and come together more.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Take
I
care.
apologize
Thanks,
for my
Justin.
confusion there. I guess I didn't see.
That's okay.
I didn't see the link with, you got like the whole thing here, like the whole. Yeah, I'm like, oh geez.
There was a lot in this packet, we all know that. I acknowledged earlier there was a couple I didn't get to either, because there were so many.
If you ever need anything, reach out to me. Here's my email or contact.
Yeah. Thank you, awesome. Okay, all right, I'm going to move to consent agenda item E, consideration of an ordinance amending the Village Code, Title I, Section 1-10-7, fees, charges, and other amounts payable to the village relative to Title VII, building regulations, Title VII, Chapter 2, building permits. And a summary of what this is over the past several months, staff from Lake Barrington Shores and the village have been meeting to work on a way to simplify the building permit process. Oftentimes, the question comes up on who is responsible for obtaining the building permit. Is it the Lake Barrington Community Homeowners Association, the individual condominium associations, or the condominium owner, him or herself? After several meetings, the team was able to classify the types of permits that are needed in LBS and put them into categories. This will make it easy to identify who is the responsible party is in obtaining the building permit. And what we have before us is a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-0-12, an ordinance amending the Village of Lake Barrington Village Code Title I, Section 1-10-7, fees, charges, and other amounts payable to the village relative to Title VII, building regulations, Title VII, Chapter 2, building permits. And I know that we got input from Lake Barrington Homeowners Association, Community Homeowners Association this week. They were incorporated and accepted. Is there any comments, Ed or Laura, that you want to make?
I would just like to thank them.
Okay, come on up and turn on the middle button on the mic for us.
I just would like to thank the staff, Sharon and Julia especially, for all their work on this ordinance. I think it will eliminate a lot of confusion, as well as it was a very common sense approach to the volume of work that we do within the association, so this won't be cumbersome for either party. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for your comments. Okay, with that, I would like a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-0-12. Do I have to read this all again? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I will do so. An ordinance amending the Village of Lake Barrington Village Code Title I, Section 1-10-7, fees, charges, and other amounts payable to the village relative to Title VII building regulations, Title VII, Chapter 2 building permits. Do I have a motion to approve? Trustee Perkins?
Second.
Trustee Schalmoser, can we call the roll?
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins? Yes. Trustee Schauer?
Yes.
Trustee Schalmoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Yes.
Very good, the motion passed. I'm glad we got through this, and it was actually pretty effective and smooth, so thanks for your working with us. I thought it was great. Okay, with that, I'm not sure that I have any others to pull forward, so can I, oh yes, there is one.
Is there one more?
Yeah, let me go to G. So, on the agenda item, consent agenda is item G, which is consideration of ordinance amending the Village of Lake Barrington Village Code, Title VI, Public Ways and Public Property, Section 6-3-11, owner to maintain parkways and ditch, cutting of weeds and grasses and adjacent rights of way, Title VII building regulations, Section 7-3-8, property maintenance code adopted in Title 11, trees and plants, Section 11-38-1, weeds declared a nuisance height restriction. We've opted to table this tonight because President Richardson has been involved in this for some time, and he's not here to share his thoughts with the board, so we're going to table it to the next meeting or next time he's present.
And if we could just-
Motion to table. So moved.
Okay, get ahead of me, but I will do that. Can I have a motion to table this? All right, so Trustee Scheller, seconded by Trustee Perkins. Roll the call, please.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins? Yes. Trustee Schauer?
Yes.
Trustee Schalmoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Yes.
All right, motion to table agenda item, going to get there.
7G.
7G is approved. Okay, now, I have a procedural question. Am I able to read through the consent agenda and have one vote, or do I have to do each one individually and already broken up?
So you can do it either way, but if we're going to approve it via consent for the remaining items, then you need to list out which items are now going to be onto the new consent agenda. So which is easier for keeping tracks for minute purposes. Might be easier to pull out all the items and do them individually, or do you want to do a revised consent agenda? Madam Clerk, what sounds easiest to you?
Would the items that we already did be elsewhere, like we would have to?
They have to all be changed out individually.
We can talk about that later, then we can just do this in.
I would just, okay, so,
If I announce what will be on this consent agenda,
and then we take a motion approving the new.
Consent agenda.
And then you actually approve the consent agenda. So there'll be two motions. One setting a new consent agenda.
And one voting on-
And then voting on the new consent agenda.
that sounds good to me.
That works for me.
Okay, so can I have a motion to reestablish a consent agenda, and I'm going to read it. So we're going to consider, these are the items that will be on the new consent agenda, which is item A, consideration of a resolution authorizing and approving the execution of an intergovernmental agreement for cooperative traffic control by and among the Village of Tower Lakes, North Barrington, the Village of Lake Barrington. That's agenda item A. Agenda item B, consideration of an agreement extension with Van Slyke Eco Restoration Professional Services. That would be on the new agenda. Item C, ICMA Annual Conference will be on the new consent agenda. Item D, consideration for classification and compensation study by management of American Consulting LLC in the amount of $8,700. Item G, correction, no. Item
H.
H will be on the new consent agenda, which is consideration of a proposal from Cuba Township Road District in the amount of $16,779.00 for the mowing and patching of potholes on Pepper Road at North Point Parkway. Item I will be on the new consent agenda, consideration to approve an agreement with Corrective Asphalt Materials LLC in the amount of $81,944.71 for the pavement preservation program. And item J, consideration of a quote in the amount of $19,863.21 from Xylem Water Solutions USA Inc. for pump number 1 in the commercial lift station. Those will be the new...
One more, K. I think, isn't there a K?
No, there's no K.
Oh, K, she hasn't taken it.
Okay, so we don't have a K.
Okay, thank you, sorry.
So that will be the new consent agenda that we will be voting on in bulk. Do I have a motion to approve the new consent agenda?
So moved.
Trustee Van Ryn? By Trustee Perkins. Can you read the roll to approve the new consent agenda?
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins? Yes. Trustee Schauer? Yes. Trustee Schaumoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Yes.
Okay, so that motion passed, so we have a new consent agenda.
We have a new consent agenda, and now we need a motion to approve the new consent agenda. So, I know it's... But normally it's, yes.
I need a motion to approve the new consent agenda. Trustee Schauer.
Second.
By Trustee Schaumoser, please read the roll call.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins? Yes. Trustee Schauer? Yes. Trustee Schaumoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Yes.
Now, that's about as efficient as government can be.
It sure is.
So, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and read each consent item, and I only need to read the title, correct? Or do I
So
need-
you don't need to read them at all? No, you
Oh.
already did, and it's been...
Okay, so, we just approved the consent, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, we're
No,
good.
you got it into the weeds on this one.
Gotcha.
Excellent.
I was taking it to another level. You're wonderful, perfect, okay. So the new consent agenda was voted on and all approved, so we're good to go there,
Yes, we're good to
okay?
go.
Thank you.
Move on.
This is my first time doing this, so give me a little slack here. Okay, so now it's favorite part of the night, the treasurer's report. So if Peggy Hirsch would come up and dazzle us with her knowledge, that'd be great.
Okay, good evening. So we just have 2 months tonight that I'm presenting, so for the 2 months ended June 30, 2024 of our fiscal year 25. So I'll go through the numbers. It's a little early to make a lot of comparisons and, nothing to be worried about, that's for sure. But before we start, a couple of housekeeping things. I mentioned a couple months ago we were doing integrated payables at the bank, and that's a situation where we won't be sending out checks anymore. So I won't physically be signing checks, I'll just approve them online, and the bank will pay the checks directly. In some cases, it's with a vendor card, and most cases with our vendors will be checks that are mailed out. It saves us a lot of work in-house, printing the checks, signing the checks, mailing the checks. The bank will do all that. And it also helps because we can do that sort of off-site if we need to, in terms of approving checks and expenses. So we're a couple of months away from that. It's taken way more back and forth paperwork than I thought, and just worksheets and that kind of thing. So we're getting real close, so that's exciting. The second thing is the DECO grant. We have now submitted for reimbursement for the $38,000 that was appropriated, I don't know, it seems like 2 fiscal bills ago or something like that. So we're getting real close. Nothing works quickly in this department, I've learned. She did respond to my email that she received my email, so that was encouraging. So hopefully next month we'll have that $38,000. So, and that actually relates to an expense from last year. So, but we're getting it this year, so that's all good news. I will start then with reviewing the financial statements. So you'll see on page 2, we have assets of $3,387,000. Our liabilities of $427,000, giving us an equity of $2,960,000. Our revenue for the 2 months is $974,000. Our expenses are $902,000, giving us a net income of $72,000. This compared to the same point last year with a negative net income of $578,000. We did a big roadwork project last year that fell pretty much in those 2 months, and so that's really the big difference. But we go below, we pull out our extraordinary items down below, and we see that we're pulling out some items. This year we had, one second here. So in our extraordinary items, we did have $345,000 for our first payment for our road program. and some ditch work and some tree trimming. So when you pull up the $363,000, just to kind of do a regular net income or loss, we're at $434,000. And this point last year, that was $291,000. So once again, it's a little early to draw some big conclusions back and forth, to see what the big differences are, but, we're ahead of last year. You'll see when we go to the budget to actual report, which is on page 12 and 13, we're pretty much trending with budget, but once again, we're, 2 months into the fiscal year. I will mention one thing on that actual to budget, and that is sales tax. And I do this because Trustee Burke is not here. He asked me to report a little bit on economic development, I guess more specifically sales tax. So currently, if you go to the budget to actual report on page 12, you'll see our sales tax is right about 15% actual budget, so you'd think we're trending right on budget. We did get notice this past month, 2 more of our rather larger sales tax reducers have left the village. So we don't typically get notification until we find out they're not filing sales tax reports anymore. And I talked to Rebecca, she talks to me, and we're like, oh gosh, they did move. We don't have a lot of control over these comings and goings in some of our vendors. But when I look a little closer and analyze it, while I think it is, they are rather larger sales tax producers, the bottom line to our total revenue is about 1%. So it's about a 1% loss of our total revenue. So that is the beauty of that business park. It's diverse, it's strong, and it's big. So we can weather these small changes for the most part. We'll see how we all know our biggest sales tax producer is Speedway. And we can't control gas prices. We can't control, in some cases, how much people drive. So some of these things, we're with the economy on these. So we're watching that one closely, but at this point, there's no concern. We're 2 months into it, but we do know I'll see some of that dropping off. We have a new restaurant coming online soon, and we're very encouraged by that to see what they end up doing this year. So that's just a little bit of an economic development report that just came to our attention this month. So I know Trustee Burke looks at that with me each month, and he's very much on top of that as well. So we'll...
Can you say who the 2 were?
I guess I can say. So Excaltech was a large producer, and they were software sales, and must have been computer equipment. And the other one was Reflections in Glass, or what's the other one? They're both glass. They're both, I think it was Reflections in Glass. That moved before already, those 2. Yes. I'm sorry. It's either Reflections in Glass or Custom Glass or something like that, yeah. Yeah, so, and they've been up there for a while apparently, but just now changed their address with the Department of Revenue. So we've been getting some revenue up until now, so. Okay, so that's just an FYI, something we're definitely keep an eye on. I really don't have anything else to talk about with general fund, but happy to answer any questions. Right now, like I said, it's still early in the year. We're kind of, just plugging along. Page 14, you'll see the motor fuel tax fund. Now we have about $450,000, $60,000 in net total assets. We are not spending from that fund this year. Once again, we'll build that out for another year, and we do take in about $18,000 to $20,000 a month in that fund. So about $240,000 more at this point next year for road work that will be used the next fiscal year. Okay, and on page 20, we have the water sewer fund, and that has net current assets of $1,715,000. There were a couple of large expenditures this past month, just to note. We did replace the water plant roof, and I know that came before the board. That cost was $31,910. And the parking lot was repaved there as well at a cost of $32,074. So we are starting to put some sizable repairs into the water sewer fund. We are starting our study. I know Sharon has signed up to get that going. We've got a timeline for that, so that's very exciting to see where we are on that as well. The good news with the water sewer fund as well, because the NPI did not change from last year to this year, our expenses with Fox River Road for the most part for treatment are not going up, except there's one portion of the bill that does go up, and that's the portion that's for sewer usage. We pay 133% of what they charge their residents, and that did go up to the residents, so it went up for us as well. So that's just all part of the contract. That's all I have until I go through the warrants. Any questions before I go to the warrants? Okay. So on warrant A, HR Green for $4,333.50. That's the third payment in our contract with them for construction and engineering for the 2024 road program. Orchard Prime Steakhouse for $2,879. That is reimbursement for half of the cost of their new awning, and that is falling under economic development. State Graphics, $2,084.42, and that's for the printing and mailing of the summer newsletter. On warrant A as well, the Water Sewer Fund, the first one is Baxter Women for $8,000. And this did come before the board in May of 2024, and it was for the water source protection plan that was required by the Illinois EPA. And Sharon has gone through that, over that with them, and it has been submitted. And then there was another one, USA Blue Book for $6,245.60, and that was 2 pumps for the chemical feed, 2 pumps at the for the chemical feed pumps. I'm not sure if I wrote that correctly, but it's 2 pumps at the water sewer fund at the plant. Some of that stuff over my head. But they are approved by the engineer there, and Sharon does see those as well. And then on warrant B, there's 2 payment requests for Cuba Township. These are for 2 culvert replacements, one for $3,991.60, and the second one, $3,910.80. And finally, there's just one large pay request this is the second pay request for the 2024 road program for Geske and Sons, $222,192.80. There's only about $80,000 left on that contract, so we're virtually paid for the 2024 road program. There is a warrant C, and that's required under our personnel manual for any travel by the staff, any overnight travel by the staff needs to be approved by a board vote. So that's why we have a warrant C tonight as well. And that was some travel Sharon did. And that's all I have. Any questions? Oops. And it is kind of high this month, the warrants, because since we did not meet last month, we didn't pay some of the larger bills since we didn't have someone to sign the larger checks, the sheriff and the garbage and so forth. So that's why it is a little higher this month.
I'm sure they can't wait till we vote on this.
He's not paying attention.
Okay. All right, so I'd like to have a motion to approve. I got to read them first. In blocks, item 8A through D above, I'll read them. To approve the financial statements as of June 30th, 2024, to pay bills in the amount of $432,074.38 is listed on the accounts payable warrant A dated August 6, 2024. Pay bills in the amount of $269,484.60 is listed on the accounts payable warrant B dated August 6, 2024, and pay bills in the amount of $646.60 as listed on the accounts payable warrant C dated August 6, 2024. Can I have a motion to approve items 8A through D?
So moved.
Trustee Schalmoser, seconded by Trustee Schaller. Can you please call the roll call vote?
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins?
Yes.
Trustee Schaller?
Yes.
Trustee Schalmoser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move to item 9 of the agenda, the Administrator's Report. Sharon, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have one item this evening. This is just to update everybody on the water and sewer rate study. The agreement was signed July 11th, and I have a draft timeline from Baker Tilly on this. They're hoping to schedule a kickoff meeting right around the middle of August. They'll update this as needed, but basically this project is going to be running from the middle of August through the end of February. So their rate and implementation plan, that would be basically going on from the end of December through the end of February. They'd be providing everything to us at that point. This is just a draft. Once I actually have a better idea on the deliverables, I can update everybody. And I can update everybody after we have the kickoff meeting as well.
Okay, thank you. Now we've got item 10, Clerk's Report. Rebecca, over to you.
Just 2 things tonight, based off of my educational journey, which I'm super excited about. As everyone knows, I did not have municipal experience prior to this, so what's great about municipalities is that there's a lot of training opportunities. So I'm taking 2 this month. They're free. It's just one with Lake County Municipal Clerks, which will be on August 8th, and it's pertaining to the local election training. That's going to be in Deer Park, so me and Julia will head over there just for about an hour. They're doing a training. And then again on August 13th with the Lake County Clerk's Office, and that will be a Zoom, so I'll take that as well. And then I heard from Municipal Clerks of Illinois that registration is open for the annual MCI Training Institute and Academy. So this will be my first year. I'll attend for the entire 5 days, so that will include like the overnight, so we'll be going through that process, but just got that notification today. That will be October 6th through October 11th. This training came highly recommended, and I'm really excited to like get my clerk's certifications and all that good stuff, so.
Good for you. Looking forward to, that's awesome. Okay, all right, we'll go to item 11, reports of the standing committees, and I'll start with A, which is branding and communications, trustee Van Ryn.
Thank you so much. 2 quick items for me this evening. First, congratulations to Sharon and team for getting out our latest newsletter. I thought it turned out very well and very informative. And second, our LinkedIn followers continue to grow, so always looking for great content. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know, but we'll continue to update the community through that channel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know trustee Burke is not here. I thank you, Peggy, for sharing some of his thoughts, because I was in that same chain of discussion about the businesses and the comings and goings. External relations, Kevin's not here, so we'll pass on that one. Over to item D, which is Finance, Human Resource Administration. So I want to update on one thing, and it could have probably been covered on your report, but took the staff on the pontoon over at Lake Barrington yesterday. Had a good time, so thanks for coming. I asked about the portal, the permit portal, how's it coming along? And it was reported to me the change that Matt made much better in terms of responsiveness and coming along. So there's positive news there this month on that. And I have been following the weekly, or I guess it's bi-weekly updates. And it looks like we're getting near the finish line here. So next board meeting, we'll have some really concrete where we're at. I'm guessing we'll be pretty close to going live at that point.
I think so as well.
So that's back on track, so that's good news. The study that we just approved, I failed to mention, so the objective was, this is the compensation and classification study. The objective was to get this work done before we get into review season, which is the late November timeframe, because it's annual now, starting in January. So the work is going to happen this fall, really, and with the hope it'll be done. So we'll be able to report back at the November board meeting what we're at, and then maybe the December one, there might be some additional discussion. So anything to add?
Sure. I know for for MGT Consulting's final report, they can present either in person or at a Zoom meeting to the board on what their recommendations are.
So that'll be forthcoming. We'll have more information next month as to, we're going to have a schedule and all those things that go with this. So I'll be able to update you on how this is going to move forward in addition to what you already know. So, and that's really all I have myself for this month. So I'll now go over to trustee Schalmoser for item E, which is roads and infrastructure.
Great, thank you, General Hayes. So Sharon and I had a meeting with Dr. Jack Deaver from Lock Haven Solutions to kind of look at, what risk we might have from a cyber attack, business continuity, and we kind of need a study to be able to know what to study, so to speak. So we're in the very early stages of that. We're going to get some information back and to, get a quote to see what our vulnerabilities are. Other than that, the roads are winding down for the season. Reclamite's going on, and that's it. To be continued.
Thank you very much. Okay, we will shift over now to trustee Schalmoser for item F, public safety.
Showers and then...
Showers, Schalmoser.
Yeah, that was close. Well, first, when you put 5 letters of the same, it gets very confusing.
I would really just say John and Peter, but the formality of this chair requires.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We have a guest in the back of the auditorium here, Chief Scott Maltese. Come forward and tell us what's happening with the Barrington Countryside Fire Protection District, sir. We appreciate your being here. We had a few employees that were elevated in ranks and a few other things.
Morning, or evening, everyone. It's morning for me.
It's morning somewhere.
It's morning somewhere. Yes, Trustee Schaller. First and foremost, thank you always for attending our meetings and being diligent on it. It's an honor and privilege to have you attend. Recently, we had 3 promotions. We had a promotion of a new deputy chief, Brett Haller, who has been serving the Barrington area for over 22 years. We have a promotion of a battalion chief that moved up in the ranks. He's been serving the Barrington area for 9 years. And we recently promoted a lieutenant who has served for 2 years. So everything at Barrington Countryside is copacetic, going very well. Our retention is very strong since our independent operations has started. About 22 months now, and we have only lost 2 district employees. One went to the state of Arkansas, and another member moved on to another organization. So we have really solidified our staffing, and very proud of our membership. If anyone here has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Just compliments to you and the department, the major switch from going from contract to a full-time staff, major decision, major commitment, and it's been under your leadership that has taken place, and obviously the results, they just point out you've got a good force. Certainly a lot of them attend the meetings as well, which is a compliment to your band.
Compliments to my district board for seeing the vision and the future of the organization and understanding what tough decisions need to be made. And then also Barrington Countryside is all about its membership. We are BCFPD, and I can't do it alone, so I am blessed to have the support staff and membership that I have. And it's an honor and privilege to serve the areas of Lake Barrington that we do.
We appreciate your service and appreciate you attending tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
And now, from the Lake County Sheriff's Department, Lieutenant Scott Kirk will give us a report on his cruise.
Actually, I'm not going to give a report on my cruise. As far as Lake County Sheriff's Office in Lake Barrington, I have no significant events to report, which is always a good thing. It being towards the middle of August, we are ramping up our school lockdown drills, so we'll be doing those with all the area schools that we have jurisdiction over. And I'm also have been instructing our road deputies to also increase their extra patrols in schools, just so we have a presence in those areas, which I think is probably one of the most important things we do, considering the times. So. But that's pretty much my report, unless somebody else has some questions tonight.
Just seen a couple of reports lately, and again, a reminder of people of cars and driveways to lock the vehicles, because I think in some areas of the county, vehicles have disappeared, parked overnight, or the keys left inside, and so even with your Ring doorbells, there's still things that are happening. It's
Yes,
advice to...
definitely lock the cars. Do not leave the fob in the center console, because it just takes somebody to pull the handle and get in and check and see if it's in there by hitting the start button. So, very simple. So, you have to take those out.
No report on the cruise, huh?
I'll tell you over coffee.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the Wakanda Fire Department, I find it, I don't understand, but fire chiefs mandatorily in the state of Illinois have to retire at their 66th birthday?
That is a statute of retirement due to your retirement fund, your Article 4, if you are in an Article 4 pension.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're not, you get to stay a little longer.
Oh, okay, all right, and you're not.
Whoever that chief is, maybe he is just saying that so he can get on.
Well,
So you got those options.
Chief Pat Kane up at the Wakanda Fire Department has indicated he's done with his 66th birthday. I've been attending their meetings for a couple of years now. I think this will be the 4th fire chief up in Wakanda. But Pat Kane is just a fantastic chief, as well as his Chief Motisi. And so he announced that they have a big search going on now for a new fire chief in Wakanda. And it's just interesting, the amount of activity. Let's say in the month of, in the year to date in Wakanda, they've responded to 1,618 EMS rescues and have transported 1,237 to hospitals. So, and I know the Barrington Countryside has an awful lot of activity down in Lake Barrington Woods, so I meant, we rely on them not only just when you think you got a major incident or a fire, but from day to day, those ambulances are running, so the time that it takes for you to get to a particular location is important and valuable and saves a lot of lives, so we depend on you and appreciate it. And that basically ended my report.
Thank you, trustee Schaller. Okay, item G, open space and special events, trustee Perkins.
Thank you. So we are looking forward to next Thursday. Let's see, that would be August 15th. Yes, August 15th, we will have our very own Mark DeMonico, and he's going to bring his band, I believe, called the Mark DeMonico and the Northern Revival. So come on out to the Sunset Serenade and see him. It'll be the final one of the year, 6:30 to 8:30. Bring your, lawn chairs, picnic blankets, snacks, wine, whatever, and come and enjoy some really good music with a really fun group of fellas. And then also looking forward a couple months, the Barn Stomp and Brews we're in full swing. Rebecca and Sharon and I, we just went out to the Friar Farm the other day and kind of mapped everything out and checked out we pulled everything out of the closets, checked out what we needed, so we are in good shape. We have a lot of things in store for this year, some changes. First off, we're changing the name to Barn Stomp and Brews. We will have food this year supplied for purchase by the Kelsey Roadhouse. We decided to go a little more local with our resources here. And then we will also be using Sundial Brewery will be selling beers. I'm taking beer. Just craft beer. Okay. I'm like, what was it called? Craft beer. Okay. We will also have an ice cream truck, as we have in the past. This year, we are going to do the Rotary Club. It will be sponsoring a beanbag tournament.
Bingo.
Well, and bingo. Aren't they doing the bags and the bingo?
Lions Club in the Park District.
We're calling the Lions.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. So Lions and, okay, Park District. Okay. So the Rotary's doing the bingo. It'll be a free bingo, so it's not, you will win some prizes, but it's not like a pay money bingo. It's just a free, fun bingo. But then we will have a bags tournament that the Lions Club and the Park District will be sponsoring. So we're getting to the point where we're going to start advertising, joining the bags tournament, because I guess it gets kind of competitive. I don't know. Anyways, we'll have the s'mores, we'll have a petting zoo, we'll have a photo op, lots of fun things going on. We'll have Axel will be coming again, the canine police dog. So lots of fun things. What I would ask of some of you, perhaps, is some volunteer time to help set up on the day of. So, get your daughters or whoever you might, daughters, sons, whatever, friends, to start talking to them about that. It's going to be August 5th again, so. October, yeah, October 5th. Gosh, where am I today? I don't know where I am. I'm in 2023, yes. Anyway, so yes, we are excited for these, we're not excited for the end of summer, but we are excited for these events. So, yeah. And that is, I believe, all that I have.
Thank you very much. Look forward to that. I actually like the expansion and that sounds great.
Well, we got ourselves a good little leader over here.
Continuously improving.
She's really helped to improve things.
Thank you.
Change things, you know what I mean. Just,
I will be sending our
she's
email
been really
tomorrow
great.
soliciting for volunteers.
Yes,
okay.
volunteers, yeah. She's got a lot of great ideas too, so.
Chief Kane said he'd bring square dancers if you want them.
Oh, yes, I heard we're gonna have a touch-it truck, or the fire truck coming, possibly. Possibly, well, yes,
Okay, awesome.
yes.
Thank you very much.
And then also, wait, I'm sorry, we are looking into and considering doing something over the holidays, probably at the start of the holidays, so stay tuned for that information.
Christmas market.
Chris Kimball Market.
There you go.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on, it's not gonna be that way.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll go to item 12, old business. There is none, so we'll move on. We already covered item 13, which is ordinances, item A, and we'll pass that. Item 14 on the agenda is resolutions. We have no new ones. Item 15, we do not have any new business before us tonight. Item 16 is the second opportunity for the public to address the village board. I know you've been patient here sitting all night.
I just moved in about a year and a half ago to Lake Barrington Shores, and I came from Highway. So they were blessed with me always coming to their village meetings, because I think it's important to be involved in your community. And one of the things that I was involved with there was Celebrate Highway, which I don't know if you know, is a pretty big thing there, because they have all the restaurants and they have multiple festivals and that sort of thing. I will help out with the barn stomp. So put my name down.
Excellent.
Brenda Brainerd.
We'll talk after, yeah.
Because it's important as a resident to be involved with our community where I live.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We usually have an empty room. So this is fantastic. We love it.
Why is she here? What does she want? She's mad about it. I am not mad about it. I'm very happy to be out here. I was part of the shooting, unfortunately, in Menlo Park.
Yeah.
And had to get out of there, and I feel safe out here. So thank you.
Well, welcome to the community, and thanks for coming. Awesome. Okay, anybody else? I don't think there will be any, so we'll move on to item 17, which is a closed session, so which we do not need to do. Item 18 is other, which there is no other things that I am aware of. And item 19, and I am shocked that we got done this quick, is adjournment. Do I have a motion to the meeting?
Second.
Trustee Scheller and Trustee Schelmoser. Meeting adjourned.